Okay, this working is it's for a person who wants to basically obtain a deeper relationship with his partner. He wants to make their bond, um, like I said, deepen, and just strengthen things up, bring more commitment, bring more joy, bring more happiness, that kind of thing. So what we're going to do, I like using these. These are quite fancy jars whenever it's to do with commitment and things like that, because I like to make little dolls for that. So if you can get even a smaller jar, it's fine. At the end of the day, it's up to you what you do. You don't even need a jar. You can use a little box, whatever suits you. So in this instance, I'm calling on Sallos, and Sallos, for anyone that doesn't know, is a spirit, because I don't like the word demon. He's a spirit from the Little Cave Solomon, Ars Goetia, and he basically is invoked to cause men to love women and women to love men. Salus is a duke, color green, incense sandalwood, metal copper, planet is Venus. Again, really good for love work. Uh, the element is earth, and he has an N, which I chant whilst I draw up the sigil. Serena Alora Salos Akin, and the author of this book, this is again S. Conley. I don't know if you can see that. Demonology Croatia by S. Conley. Uh, her notes, basically, she says, comparable to Rossier in the Decante hierarchy, Salos can be invoked during marriage ceremonies. So, again, I really like calling on Salos for love issues. I mean, you could call on any of your saints if you are big into hoodoo. Santa Muerte is really good. I always back things up with Santa Muerte because she's my matron. Let me see. There's Amon from the Ars Goetia as well. Amon's really good. And Rossier, again from the Decante. Let's see. If you're working on a man, St. Martha, the Dominator, very good. I've worked with her in the past. I mean, there's so many out there. There's, you could work with Venus. Uh, I mean, there's so many spirits out there. Aphrodite, all of that. They're all linked. Anyway, so I just drew up the sigil. It doesn't look that great, but it's it's still an effort. Now, these are these were an offering to Santa Muerte, and I'm going to put them into the jar as a base for the jar, if you know what I mean, just to lay them down. So they were an offering, and I just thought I'd put them in there because anything that sits on the Holy Death's altar, to me, basically, the essence is still there, if that makes sense. So if I put out these flowers, I still feel that the essence is in the petals, even though they're dead and stuff. The essence is still there. So I've made little puppets, little doll babies. A female. You can't really see these. Sorry about the lighting. Again, I'm having issues watching you. One for her, one for him. They've been baptized, and I will have to do a separate video on how to do that. You basically, I do it with blessed water, and I say, like I've said before in videos, I now baptize you in the name of, let's say, Jane Doe for the female. You now contain the mind, body, and soul of Jane Doe. What I tell you to do, you do. Whatever, that kind of thing. And I'll do a separate video on how to make these dolls as well. So, her photograph, I've put his name in pen across the forehead, which is inside the doll. And I've got some little bits and pieces in there as well. A little bit of chamomile to calm her down, kind of thing. And some hibiscus for a bit of lust, that sort of thing. Okay, so a ring. That's to get things moving, if you know what I mean. A bit of commitment. It doesn't necessarily mean marriage, but it's it's something that represents commitment, and you could use, like I've used in the padlocks in the past. Sorry, I'm trying to find the end of this. Like I said, I've used padlocks. They're really good for tying down someone. But a ring is nice. I think a ring basically represents, commitment and all the good things in life. So excuse me a moment whilst I get some yarn. There we go. And I've just got the little petition wrote up here. I've put together what I think the client wants. I always like to write that the couple are emotionally, spiritually, and physically at one, only have eyes for each other, there'll be no interference, that kind of thing. Because we don't want anyone coming into the equation and, breaking things up. So that's what I've got. I could probably put a few more oils on this. Let's see. Bit of communication oil. And that can go on the dolls as well. Okay, let's see. Some attraction as well. Sorry, I have that many of these. I have terrible eyesight. One moment, I think I need to get the right oils. Just 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to put on his doll, actually, increase attraction. A little bit of pheromones on him and on her, to attract each other again. A little bit of forgiveness oil on both of their dolls. Okay, and that's it for the moment. So we're going to bind them together. So you get your ring and you just thread the ring onto the yarn. Pink or red, white is fine too, whatever, It's all about your intention really at the end of the day. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put the petition between the little dolls. Like so. Just so it's sandwiched in the middle. And then I'm going to bind towards me, and I'm going to make a few statements of intent, basically, that they're going to be together again, happier than ever, a new relationship, rather than going into old patterns. It's a new relationship. It's a great relationship. They're happy together. They really love each other. The relationship is now taking on a new level. That's the kind of thing I'm going to be saying. So just give me 1 moment. Of course, with the help of Sallos. And so it is done. And I just tie it in 3 knots. Okay. Whoops. And got something like that. And I'm just going to pop that in like so. Now, you could put sugar and keep this whole thing dry. You could put some sugar in there. It's up to yourself. At the end of the day, I am going to put some syrup just to sweeten up the situation. Okay. I'm going to put in some cinnamon. I did put a little bit of orris root in her doll as well. Orris root is really good for giving a situation a bit of a nudge. It's good for control, that kind of thing. Okay, 1 second. So I'm putting in a wall of fire. That is a little bit of protection. Okay, and church. If I have any left, I have a little bit left. Church dirt. This works really well in love work. Again, go with what you have, try it from that angle. I have these things at hand, that's why I'm using them. And a little bit of Abric Open Roads Blockbuster oil, if whatever you have. And this is brush powder in the red variety to speed things along. But as you know, with witchcraft and magic, we can only ask the spirit to help us. At the end of the day, this is how I see things. People may say different, but at the end of the day, there is no time in the land of spirit. That is a human thing. It's a man-made concept. So it's really my opinion that you cannot force a spell to work any faster. It will happen when the time is right. It's one of those things. That's just the way it is. And you also have to be in a really good place, I think, mentally before results come. I think that's just the way things are. Like I said, getting stressed out and worrying about results and when are they coming and why is it not working and all that will only put up walls around you, and that will not help matters. So it's really important to try your best to be positive and to see in your mind's eye things unfolding, because you're drawing the situation, like I've said before many times, you're drawing the situation to you, and that is what you want. A little bit of confetti, optional of course. I'm going to pop in some rose water because it's so pure, it's so beautiful, and I really like it in any love working. I'll probably add a few bits and pieces more into this, but I'm going to put some more rose petals on top of it. Okay, so I will be then I will place the seal inside to fold it. It doesn't matter, at the end of the day it doesn't matter. I'll fold it up and I'll just be placing it inside. That doesn't matter if the seal gets wet, destroyed, whatever. At the end of the day, the message has been put out there, the spirit has been contacted. It's a matter of waiting and seeing what happens from here on in. I'll pop the lid on that and I'll be burning a red one of these red tapers on top of it, and I'll have that on the altar for probably right up until the full moon or so. We'll see how things go. I'm not sure at this point. I really don't know. Sometimes I know prior to the spell how long it's going to take. Sometimes it just takes longer. It's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell. But what I do is I take it in my hands and I blow into it, and I'm blowing life into it. I know it sounds crazy, but I do that with every honey jar, every love jar I have. I do not do it with sour jars, breakup jars, that kind of thing. Only with love jars. I will breathe life into the jar. I've always done this. I'll do that. I always do that at the very end. Blow a bit of life into the jar and then pop the lid on it. So once I'm finished with this working, it will obviously go to the tree. It's a bit big, but I think it'll go to the tree, or else I have a plant pot that I'm working on at the minute. I have a plant that I'm going to be bringing to my home because the garden centres have just started to open up here. So after being closed for so long, and I'm just getting my plants now, so I could get away with putting this into the plant pot because it is a real big ass plant pot. And these jars sometimes they really don't affect the growth of the plant, so that's an option, and it's nice for a love spell. I think because it grows and the love grows, so that's an option. But but never deploy love work in somewhere negative, like obviously a graveyard. Don't do that. Or even murky water and things like that. I wouldn't put love work there. I have put love work in the sea before, yeah, many times actually. But again, it's up to you. Everyone works things their own way and stuff, so it's really up to you and how you go about it. But that's what I've got for you at the moment. I have a few bits and pieces coming up soon. I've got, let me see, I'm not sure, to be honest, what's next, but I keep talking about the go live, and I'm getting the room in order because I'm a bit cramped in here. So I'm getting the room in order to give me a bit more space, because I'm going to have to get, I think I'm going to have to get like a laptop and a phone, or 2 phones or something along those lines, or I don't know, camera and a phone kind of thing. So I know I need 2 things in case I get crashed by trolls. But anyway, that's for another day. I will keep you informed in the community section with regards to that. And for anyone else that wants to know anything, you can hit me up at thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for standing beside me. The channel has grown considerably well, and I'm really grateful. Please note, I'm really grateful, and I thank you all. You've all been very kind to me. Very few people have actually been negative, so I just want to say thank you. And I'm going to stop because I could warble all night long. But thanks for everything, and have a good evening.